So right now I run a YouTube channel that has about 300,000 subscribers at the time of recording this video. And I want to talk to you guys about how I basically locked myself in my bedroom. It was me and my girlfriend's bedroom at the time. She was going to work. And I locked myself in that bedroom until I got 75,000 subscribers. And getting to that subscriber level completely changed my life. It was like a U-turn. If I look back on the last 8 years of really trying to make online money making, magical bean making work, that was really the pivotal moment. In fact, the pivotal moment was when I gave myself a New Year's resolution to make one piece of content every single day on YouTube to see if it would work over the course of a year. If it didn't work at the end of the year, I would try something else. I was actually just coming fresh off the heels of a successful e-commerce venture that, because of the time and the place and the niche, had come to an end, and I could no longer use that store to make money. And I decided in that moment I needed to make a big decision. Do I go all in on e-com now, start a new store, do all of that, or do I follow something that was my passion for a long time, still is of course, which is being a content creator? And I decided I'm going to do it, and I'm going to be a content, or I'm going to try and be a content creator, and I'm going to set myself a goal of making one piece of content a day. And I think the biggest reasoning behind that goal was, I think, Alex Hormozi, potentially, or maybe he wasn't even around then, but also Gary Vee and a few other creators and spokespeople for the content creation space who basically lay it out simply. And I'm very much an advocate of this. Nobody cares about your content when you start. Nobody's going to watch it. All you need to do is do it. And you need to do as much as humanly possible of it. None of this really highly curated videos, really mass edited, all of that. Although it did used to take me 8 hours a day to make one single piece of content. However, I knew my goal at the end of each day was to post that video. And that's exactly what I did, right? And from January, I think it was 2020. I get confused with 2020 or 2021. I think it was 2020. My partner, she was working. She'd go to work every single day. And I would lock myself in that bedroom and make my piece of content. Like I said, it used to take me 8 hours. I'd make that content every single day. And it wasn't until April, so 4 months later, where I got a video that actually hit the algorithm, and it worked and it blew up. And I'll tell you the secret to how I hit that. Well, it's not a secret, but it's very simple. I'm studying this niche every single day. The niche was cryptocurrency. I'm studying the niche every single day, and I'm searching for outliers. When I say outliers, I mean a piece of content that is blowing up disproportionately to a creator's normal content, right? So you can do this by searching whatever your niche is on YouTube, finding videos that are popping up, going on, does that video have more views than that creator normally has? If it does, it's probably a video that is doing well, especially if it was posted in the last day to 1 month. It's probably something that could blow up. Now, what I did with that information was I used it as part of my idea, right? And I always suggest not copying, but not inventing or reinventing the wheel. So I found this piece of content, and what I did was I remade it. Because what I saw was a guy had 3,000 subscribers at the time. I think I had 2,000 subscribers. He had 3,000, and he got, I think it was like 30,000 views overnight. And I was like, oh my God, this is one of those Easter eggs. This is a unicorn. This is his thing that he's found, and it's working for him. So I'm just going to try and emulate it. So I did, and it blew up for me as well. It didn't blow up for me as well as it was blowing up for him. But what I did was I rolled with it. And because I was making daily content, I could hit that exact search term every single day. And I think this is the thing that people miss. So what I think about YouTube, and completely non-guru, not trying to sell you anything, you don't need to buy my course to figure this out. What I figured out about YouTube is when you start off hitting search, or that's how you start off building your channel. You can build your channel by hitting search. You're not going to really hit browse when nobody cares about you and no one's watching. But what you can do is you can hit search. People searching for a specific thing. And it can be as simple as how to fix XYZ problem, how to do XYZ, how to do some trick on some game, or whatever it is that you can give value on, right? But remember, if you start making content about that and that piece of content blows up, you got to stick with that niche. That's a big mistake that I made on TikTok when it first started. I built a niche around comedy and basically viral content, but I couldn't do anything with it because 1, I'm not funny. 2, I can't be bothered. I don't want to be an influencer, like one of those influencers, you know? And no harm, no foul to an influencer who wants to be an influencer, but I don't want to be one of those. I want to be value driven. I want to be providing value for people. And I created this TikTok, and I still have it. It's called Connor K. It's extremely embarrassing, but it's got like 400,000 followers or subscribers or whatever it's called on TikTok. And I could never do anything. I could never monetize it. And then when I lost the steam for just simply chasing the followers and chasing the views, I didn't want to make content for it anymore because it wasn't a passion. I didn't enjoy it. But what I did with this was crypto, and I loved crypto. I'd been investing since 2017. I love making content about it. Still 8 years later, love crypto, love talking about it. So it makes sense for me to make that content. So make sure if you are going out, search for these videos in your niche. Don't search for them in other people's niches, or you can search other niches and bring it back into the niche. So if it works, you can double, triple, quadruple down. And I've spoken about this in a recent video. So go and make sure you watch those videos. Do me a favor, guys, if you appreciate this value, straight from the heart, off the cuff, no editing, just please subscribe, leave me a comment down there in the description. But overall, what we're trying to get to is the simple fact that going all in on any given subject, I think, can work as long as you don't give up. For me, it was locking myself in that room, giving myself a year to make it work. And after 4 long months, it worked out for me. And I believe any one of you can do this. And a way you can emulate my success, give yourself a resolution. Not on New Year's, just a resolution, right? Give yourself that resolution. Give yourself a time limit. I'd say a year minimum. But what you need for that year is obviously to have, sorry, I got distracted, is obviously to have some sort of financial backing. So having, 3 to 1 year worth of funds so you can pay for your rent, you can do all of that sort of stuff, is very important in my opinion. Now from there, lock yourself in that room. Doesn't have to be a real room, it can be a proverbial room, whatever, but give yourself that and make sure you stick to it. Stick to it for a year. Make that content every single day. Work on that business every single day. Build your drop shipping store, build your Etsy store, build your Amazon FBA service, build your agency, whatever it is, work on it every single day for that year. And if you actually stick by it, you've got a much better likelihood of it working. Nothing is guaranteed, but I think the biggest hurdle for most people who want to make it with a business, whether it's online or offline, is they give up way too soon because they've been sold this dream that they see, these 19-year-old kids driving around in Lambos, and they make it seem easy. It's not easy. It takes a long time. It takes a lot of work, but each and every one of you can get there if you're willing to put that time and effort into it. So hopefully that gave you some insights. And if you do fancy it, subscribe to this channel because I want to keep bringing you guys completely free value for as long as possible. But I need you guys to give me some incentive for just helping me out with the views and the subscriptions. So do that for me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.